This is what all starseeds need to let go of in 2020 in order to anchor in their best frequency. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris and I help people to find their center. In this video, I'm going to share with you some things that starseeds need to let go of, things that are holding you back from manifesting your greatness, things that are keeping you stuck in the lower vibrational states, and what you need to do about it. So for those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are coming back, welcome back. And for those of you that don't know what a starseed is, you might have some idea if you clicked on this video. If not, a starseed is somebody that is aware of their multidimensionality. They resonate with the concept and terms of other planets and us existing both here on Earth and in higher dimensions and in other star systems: Arcturus, Vega, Pleiades, Andromeda, Sirius. Those are just a couple to name, off the top of my head. And the truth is that we have connections to these various different things. We don't just exist here on this physical planet. Starseeds are here for a purpose. Starseeds are here to awaken the planet and to anchor in the collective intelligence from some of those planets that I listed to help Earth ascend and help her to reactivate her own DNA, her own starseed DNA, her own starseed origins, because each of us is like a strand of DNA connected to the Earth here to, raise that frequency. Anyway, things that are keeping you stuck on your starseed journey that you need to let go of. If you've had a spiritual awakening, if you've had a starseed or light worker awakening, you'll most likely have, experienced some version of this. I know I have, and I'm sharing from my own experience because these are certain things that I've experienced. Is one of the things you need to release and let go of is the fact that you can't ascend into 4D, 5D, and above if you're rejecting 3D, if you're rejecting, the programming of the Matrix, if you feel, like you don't belong here on this planet right now, if you feel like you want to go home, if you feel like Earth isn't your home, that's okay to feel that way. But look at it this way. Earth is... it's the difference between buying a house and renting a house. You may feel like Earth isn't your home, but you're renting a space on Earth at the moment so that, you can go back to your planet of origin or origins, which is where you're, you want to buy real estate, so to speak. So, like, say you have your hometown in New York, but you move to, Montana or New Mexico, and you rent space there. That's kind of like what I'm talking about in terms of, like, you can't go home. You can't just forget your earthly mission. You can't forget that you came here to anchor in that energy. You came here to ground that in the physical. So that's why it's important to anchor in your roots and work on your 3D self as well as your 4D and 5D self. You have to work on it in stages and levels if you want to level up to the next one. You can't move to the 4D if you haven't cleared up a lot of what you got going on in 3D. So you can't escape. You can't get out of here like that. You also can't, like, start to view yourself as... when you view yourself as different than others, when you view yourself as the special snowflake, the special starseed or whatever, you put up a barrier of separation between you and other people. You start to view yourself as, you cut yourself off from divinity and realize that everybody's on their own unique journey. Everybody's you pushed out. Everybody is you, just at a different level, at different grades and whatnot. Everybody's a starseed, whether or a light worker, or some version of this, whether or not they choose to remember. You just maybe have one of the first ones. You may be one of the first ones in your family or peer group that is awake, but it doesn't make you or me or any of us that are awake first any better or worse than anybody else. So, letting go of the escapism and anchoring in, realizing that your earthly self is here to ground that higher vibrational energy from, say, the crown chakra and above, anchoring, rooting it into the earth, and stop trying to put labels on yourself. Use these things as a guide, but don't get too hung up on them, because then you'll create barriers of separation and you'll develop a spiritual ego, which is like a more intense version of the ego, which takes things seriously, which is not all that much fun, and you still get like, oh, I'm a starseed, oh, I got the mission, oh, you know, and you end up creating resistance, which keeps you stuck even more, and it actually lowers your vibration by doing that. So, again, letting go of using these labels as a guide. Go within, of course. That's the number one way to connect to your best self. That's the number one way which you could really tune in. Realize that Earth may not be your home, but you're renting here. You're occupying space. You might as well use it and put it to good use. Stop seeing yourself as separate from others, because that's creating a barrier of separation by using labels and different things like that. And by recognizing that you did choose to come here, you chose this mission, you chose to be here to anchor in this starseed frequency and this vibration. And yeah, sometimes it could be challenging, but sometimes it could be fun. It's just what you make of it, you know. Some of those other planets are fun too. Some of those other incarnations are fun, and Earth can be fun too. There's fun things that we can do here, you know. I can chill with my cats. I can go outside with my niece and nephew and draw on the sidewalk with chalk. And, you know, I can go take a trip up to the mountains. I can astral project. I can throw spaghetti on the wall. Whatever works for you, you know. So, again, spiritual ego. Use the labels as a guide. Don't think you're better than anybody else because you're awake and you're a starseed and you're elite and you drink kombucha with your pinky up, you know, like. And recognize you came here to anchor in, and it's important to ground yourself. It's important to ground that. So I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Peace to my starseeds and light workers and muggles out there.